from the most unexpected of places. I was in Kenya. We went to a sundowner. So what a sundowner is that you go out onto the land. The people from your accommodation, they build a fire, they have drinks and finger food for you, and everybody has a beautiful time on the land of Africa under the stars. It's just absolutely magical. On this particular evening, I decided into the night to just go and spend time with the fire. Because I had done ceremonies before where I knew the power of the fire, I decided to go to the fire and set my intentions. And so with the blanket around me, I went to the fire. I said to the fire, please put passion back into my relationship with my fiance. Help us to get back on track. Connect us in a deeper way than we've ever been before. I was just staring into the fire, under the stars, all by myself. After quite some time of just standing there and feeling into the fire, an elder tribesperson from the Maasai Mara region came up to me and said to me, would you like to hear a story about the fire? And I said, I would love to hear a story about the fire, tell me. And he said that in our culture, every single house has a fire that burns 24/7. And there's a special way that we do it, where we keep one log or stick burning and then we put embers on top through the night. And there's a real skill in the way that we do it. And that way we make sure that the fire burns all the way through the night. What this means for us is that as long as the fire has never turned off, there will always be God in our household and the marriage will always be alive. Now, this person didn't know why I was at the fire. This person didn't know that I was praying for my relationship. And he comes to talk to me about their culture and relationships and about keeping the fire burning, which is exactly what I had just prayed for. So to me, this was a miracle, but wait, there's more. He said it's the woman's job to keep the fire burning. It's her job to keep the marriage alive. And I said to him, what is her job? How does she keep the marriage alive? And he said, she only has to do her work. And I said, what's her work? What's a woman's work? And he said, the only thing she has to do is love and nurture. That's all she has to do, love and nurture. The simplicity of those words made me cry. I just had tears down my eyes, and I was thinking about just before I had gone to Africa, where I was sitting my fiance down for some deep and meaningful, trying to get to the bottom of why there was a distance between us. And he was getting quite frustrated with having all these deep and meaningful conversations and, not just relaxing into our own company, but just having these very heavy conversations all the time. And so it just dawned on me that all I need to do is love and nurture. That's all I need to do. And then I was remembering back to the beginning of our relationship when, of course, he wanted to be around me because all I did was love and nurture and, have a very light-hearted energy about me. And I find that that's one of the things with particularly single women who have been single for a while and they feel that their clock is ticking and they want babies, and then every relationship or every date they go on, there's this energy of intensity of, this is important, I need to have a relationship and I need to have a baby. And then the male can feel the heaviness of their energy and they don't want to be around that woman. We need to just relax and let go of the seriousness of what we think is important. Relax into our feminine, which is just to let go, to trust, and not have this intensity of needing to solve a problem, which is what I needed to do before I went to Africa. And if you want to hear the full story about what was going on there, you need to look at my previous video on this. I realized that I needed to relax, I needed to be lighter, I needed to let go of the need to solve any apparent relationship issues and just love him and nurture him because that's my feminine. That's all I need to do is love him and nurture him. I need to say there's a disclaimer here. For those people who are in relationships that are toxic, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about accepting toxicity in your life and you just love and nurture. Of course you have boundaries, and of course there's a certain way that you need to be treated. All I'm talking about is how a woman needs to show up in a loving relationship, not in a toxic relationship. All she needs to do, she doesn't need to solve any problems. All she needs to do is love and nurture. So if we take that very simple, basic lesson from the Maasai Mara culture, that our job is to keep the fire going in the relationship. And for them, for this particular tribe, literally and metaphorically keep the fire going in the relationship. And he was telling me that with newlyweds, they have trouble keeping the fire going. And so they have to live with the grandparents for a period of time, the grandmother. And the grandmother shows them the trick of keeping the literal fire going in the household, because that is a symbol of the relationship. That is a symbol of the family. That symbolizes the relationship with God. Found that I was blessed with these beautiful, magical words from this elder tribesman, just exactly when I needed to hear them. I was so grateful. I thanked him. He had love in his heart. I had love in my heart. Two strangers in Africa, him guiding me in a very profound way about letting go and loving. And that's all I need to do. If you want to know what happened when I got back from Africa with my relationship with my fiance, you need to look at the previous video which explained it all. And it was pretty incredible, and it is pretty incredible. And I'm very blessed to be in a beautiful, loving, caring relationship, because we both did the work in the relationship, not outside the relationship. If this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with anybody who's going with a relationship issue. Like, subscribe, because all these videos come straight from my heart. They are raw, they are unscripted, they are real. So please remember to live in truth, because nothing else matters. Sending you so much love.